Good morning. Welcome back to the show. It's James Rule, XRP, the crypto teacher. Nothing I talk about is financial advice. I got up early this morning. I went to the gym. I had a great workout. I did the cardio. I did the weight training. Yes, I'm going to be sore as hell in a couple of days again, but it's changing your habits. It's doing something that nobody else wants to do that makes you a better person, that makes you a healthier person. Today, we have some late breaking news I'm going to cover. It just broke here 30 minutes ago. You're going to get real excited. I'm already excited. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to go ahead and get after it. Now, here 5 years ago, I was on the phone yesterday. I had a Zoom conference with the team at iTrustCapital 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I took all of my 401ks, all of my previous retirement accounts, and I rolled them into iTrustCapital as a crypto IRA. I invested in cryptocurrency 5 years ago. It's made all the difference in the world. It has multiplied my 30 years of holdings in the past 5 years, and I could not have done that by leaving them in the old 401ks. iTrustCapital uses institutional grade custody. There's several providers that provide the institutional grade custody. It is insured. If you are afraid of losing your keys or losing your crypto or, self-custody and all the above, iTrustCapital can make that happen. And another way they're making that happen is with their premium custody accounts. They allow you to deposit US dollars, withdraw US dollars. And I just found this out yesterday. You can now deposit cryptocurrency. You can deposit cryptocurrency into your premium custody account. Now, there is only a 1% fee whenever you convert that cryptocurrency back to USD. It's a closed loop system. You can only deposit USD in crypto, and you can only withdraw USD. You cannot withdraw your cryptocurrency back to your wallet, but it is safe, institutional grade custody. It's free to sign up. There is a link below. Tell them James Rule XRP sent you by. Keep your crypto safe, people. Let's take a look at the numbers. Coin Paprika, $3.5 trillion market cap. Bitcoin is 107 plus, 107,000 plus. Ethereum is 2,700. XRP 225. We had a little bit of pullback. We have volatility. There's so many things happening in the world of crypto. Apex just completed in Singapore. There were many amazing interviews with builders, with members of Ripple. CoinDesk did some live streams of that, and I have posted them on my X page. Everything I talk about today, I'm leaving in the description of this video. So click on it, tear it down yourself, do your research, know what you're doing, and have a good time and enjoy the ride, baby. So, a couple weeks ago, I was in Las Vegas, and I was taking a selfie with David Schwartz, CTO at Ripple. He goes by Joel Katz on X. And somebody took a picture of me taking a selfie, and I posted this. I said, look, I'm showing Joel Katz where to send the XRP. I'm showing Joel Katz where to send the XRP. Okay, Joel, here's my wallet address. Oh, as a matter of fact, can you go ahead and flip that switch? And we actually got a smile out of him right here. He don't smile that often, but I did get a smile out of him. And man, it was just a pleasure meeting him and members of Ripple and members of the XRP community that took the time to go to Las Vegas, to meet all these wonderful people was just a blessing to me because I actually got to see the faces that are doing the same thing that we're doing. People are wanting to do better for their families. And look at this. This news just came out. Circle USDC coin, they just went public on the New York Stock Exchange last week. Check this out. USDC is now live on the XRP ledger. And you may be asking yourself, okay, well, doesn't Ripple have the RLUSD token? Wouldn't this be competition? Yeah, but Brad Garlinghouse has admitted that they have minted millions of USDC for Circle. And with the launch of native USDC token on the XRP ledger, developers, institutions, and users gain the support of the world's largest regulated stablecoin. Enterprise business-to-business payments use USDC for global money movement and improve capital efficiency across borders. On top of the XRP ledger, it goes through in seconds. On top of the XRP ledger, it costs fractions of a penny to send value across the XRP ledger, people. DeFi liquidity provisioning. USDC can be used by market makers to bootstrap liquidity for token pairs and FX flows. Financial infrastructure apps, custodians, wallets, and fintech platforms can integrate USDC to offer faster, more transparent settlement options. USDC is a trusted digital dollar powering innovation in payments, DeFi, and global finance. With the addition of the XRP ledger, USDC is now supported natively on 22 blockchains. This is the release. I'm not going to read through it. This was provided by Circle, now available. USDC on the XRPL, XRP ledger. It shows you how you can set up the testnet, how they can send you, I think they send you 10 USDC testnet tokens on the XRP ledger. I use the Zaman wallet for the testnet, and it's really incredible to see what all these developers are doing and how all these creators of these stable coins are intermingling. Interoperability is key on top of these ecosystems. Interoperability is key. Let's keep going. So this morning, I opened up my Zaman wallet and I clicked on add token, and guess what? Circle was there. The USDC coin trust line is in the Zaman wallet. If you haven't downloaded the Zaman wallet, you can go to Zaman.app, download it. It is a self-custody XRP-centric wallet that you keep safe. You write down your recovery numbers and then you lock them up. It's a real great app. Check it out at Zaman Wallet on X. Okay, this came out yesterday. Bank of America. Now, we've heard in the past, and if you've been in this a while, Ripple and Bank of America have been working together, even with the SEC doing all their bullcrap a few years ago for years. Bank of America CEO says that the bank is developing its own crypto stablecoin, and guess what? This post here was reposted by Dan Fisher. Dan Fisher is the community relations manager at Ripple. He was actually in Las Vegas. I did not get a chance to meet him. We've been messaging each other. He said, man, I missed you. I'm sorry. I said, look, I'm sorry too. I tell you what, at the next event, I'm going to make sure I meet you. And as a matter of fact, Dan sent me an XRP t-shirt from Ripple, the company. I hope I don't get him in trouble for saying that, but thank you so much, Dan. I enjoy your content. I try to share a lot of things that you share because it's kind of like, needles in the haystack, kind of getting those breadcrumbs out to the community. So Bank of America is going to use different ecosystems to move value, and the XRP ledger, I think, is on the top of their list. Now, as we look at politicians, as we look at the Genius Act, as we look at stablecoins, there are many representatives, including Tim Scott here, that are pro-crypto, that are ready to bring this technology to the United States to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world. He and the next gentleman I'm going to show you break down about a 1.5-minute speech that actually let the other politicians, the anti-crypto politicians, senators out there know that this has to be done. Listen to this.
When I became chairman of the Senate Banking Committee, I promised to prioritize innovation, accountability, and smart regulation in the evolving digital economy. And we have the opportunity to deliver on that promise. The Genius Act will be the most significant digital assets legislation ever to pass the U.S. Senate. It's the product of months of bipartisan work. And I also want to thank the bill sponsor, Bill Hagerty, who went out of his way to make this legislation a bipartisan success by partnering with Senator Alsobrooks, working with Senator Gillibrand, along with our colleagues on this side of the aisle, Senator Lummis and myself, I am incredibly proud to see the hard work of Senator Hagerty pay off, not for him, but for the American people. That's what makes this process such a special one. It's what makes the United States Senate the most deliberative body in the world today. This is a victory for working families, small businesses, and everyday Americans who deserve faster, cheaper, and safer access to financial services. It's a win for innovation because this framework will give entrepreneurs the confidence to build here in the United States of America and not abroad. And it's a win for national security because the Genius Act brings stablecoin issuers under strict anti-money laundering standards, cracking down on bad actors at home and abroad.
Absolutely, people. Faster, more efficient, safer stablecoins. We all know the providers. We all know the ecosystems. Get excited, people. That fires me up right there. Okay, here's another one. Senator John Thune says that cryptocurrency is here to stay, and it's time that we bring it into the mainstream. Listen here, people. 1 minute and 26 seconds.
President, a significant number of Americans are engaging with cryptocurrency. That includes Americans who use stablecoins. And then there are the individuals and businesses around the world that access the American dollar through the use of dollar-backed stablecoins. Mr. President, stablecoins are a relatively recent financial innovation, but they've quickly caught on. They offer easy payments with the speed and security of the blockchain and the stability and usability of the dollar bill. There are roughly $250 billion of them now in circulation. Traditional financial institutions are said to be considering getting into the stablecoin business. And companies like Uber and Airbnb are reportedly exploring integrating them into their businesses. Mr. President, it's clear that cryptocurrency is here to stay, and it's time that we bring it into the mainstream. Passing the Genius Act is a good first step. The Genius Act would provide a clear regulatory framework for stablecoins. It would ensure Americans can trust who they're doing business with when they purchase stablecoins, allowing the American people to exercise financial freedom with confidence. The Genius Act would also protect against threats to our national security and from criminal activity. It would require stablecoin issuers to uphold the same standards as other financial institutions to monitor and report suspicious activity, comply with U.S. sanctions, and block illicit transactions.
Ladies and gentlemen, stablecoins are the first step to regulatory clarity in the United States. Stablecoin, custody, banks that are going to custody stablecoins, banks that are going to create stablecoins that are hopefully interoperable. You know, JPM coin or JP Morgan coin is other banks going to accept this token, or are we going to look at RLUSD, USDC, the main tokens that run on these ecosystems? You know, only time will tell, but I'll tell you what, cryptocurrency is going to be seen on mainstream media, mainstream news, ABC, NBC, Fox, all the big publications out there. Unfortunately, we are early enough to get into this where we're going to benefit tremendously because we know what we're doing, and you're watching my video and you're teaching yourself and you're learning about crypto and you're learning about blockchain and you're learning about life-changing wealth that is going to happen. I don't know when that will happen, but it's going to happen, people, and you're at the right place at the right time. Trump's CFTC pick Quinten's pledges clear crypto classification and written remarks for the Senate hearing. This is by The Block. And the Community Futures Trading Commission, Brian Quinten is the nominee. He was in it before, and he states that he would support bringing clarity to crypto classification and jurisdiction for market oversight. CFTC takes care of commodities. Cryptos that are commodities are going to be, and then you looking at cryptos that are securities, whichever ones that are out there, the SEC is going to be responsible for, the Securities and Exchange Commission. And right here, he quotes that it's time for a comprehensive regulatory framework for crypto assets, including token classification clarity and clear jurisdiction for trading market oversight, says Quinten. I'm fully prepared to use my experience and expertise to assist in that effort as well as in executing any expanded mission should the legislation pass into law. So they are kickstarting this the past 4 years with Gensler and all the other goons at the SEC and the CFTC. They have finally woken up to the public. They have finally listened to the United States and listened to holders and listened to, concerns and businesses and individuals that are bringing all of these blockchain ecosystems to fruition, people. It's happening faster than you think. We all talk about, flipping the switch. When is that going to happen? Well, it's gradually going to happen. As you see more money pour into these ecosystems, you're going to see a $4 trillion market cap, a $5 trillion market cap, a $10 trillion market cap. What is going to happen to your portfolio when there's $10 trillion in the cryptocurrency market? I mean, we're looking at triple from where it is right now. Think about what your portfolio is going to look like. Hugo Filion attended Apex, and he got to speak about XRP, and Sean George got this out there. He's actually attending. Why XRP? Hugo Filion. And if we zoom in, Hugo is the founder and CEO at Flare. Why XRP? Why XRP and Flare? Proven demand for staking. Babylon exists for Bitcoin. Elgin Layer exists for ETH. XRP is a base asset. XRP is high liquid. XRP is the third largest asset. XRP has the lowest cost of capital. Value to the XRP ecosystem. The XRP ecosystem is growing and will need ways to secure more services and products. Value to XRP holders. XRP staking via Firelight gives XRP holders yield while remaining liquid and directional. Yield on your XRP, people. Fireflight at Firelight at Firelight 5. I apologize. Unlocking XRP opportunities. I follow them. They're fairly new, but they're bringing XRP Fi to the Flare network. And here is another article that came out yesterday. It says that Vivo Power and Flare launched definitive strategic partnership to deploy $100 million into XRP for institutional yield. And there's a lot to break down, a lot to cover. I'm going to leave it in the description of this video like I leave everything else, because we don't have all day. We have a lot to do. We have to get out. We have to work. We have to stay busy. We have to educate ourselves. And there's just so many topics we can cover. Here's another one. Yesterday, it was announced that Stellar, XLM token, the Stellar network, has teamed up with PayPal to bring PayPal's stablecoin, the PYUSD, to the Stellar network for new use cases. So money to money, person to person, XLM, baby. I have a bag of XLM, Stellar tokens. It was created by an individual that used to be with Ripple. They got in a tassel, and Jeb McCaleb decided to create his own ecosystem, which is Stellar. And the way most people look at it, Ripple, the XRP ledger, is used for financial institutions mainly, and Stellar XLM is going to be more person to person. So do your research, break it down, people. There's so many opportunities out there. And if you look at all the opportunities and all the tokens and all the, everything that's out there, it's going to be overwhelming at first if you're brand new to this. But if you start breaking down, say, the top 10, the top 20, this is coinpaprika.com, break them down, click on each one like XRP. When you click on each token, it's going to give you the websites, the developer websites, the source code. It's going to give you the market cap. It's going to give you the transactional history. If you click on max, you can see the all-time highs. You can see how far back it goes, what the price was when it was first initiated, the bull runs, the bull market, everything there is to do with all of these different digital assets. But if you do your research and if you start filling up your bags and you're certain that you know exactly what you're holding, that's going to give you the drive to continue holding while the rest of the world catches up, people. Thank you for watching the James Rural Crypto Show. Thank you for subscribing. Share this with your family and friends. Keep up with my channel. I'm going to be doing some amazing interviews here in the very near future, and I'm going to be getting it out to the masses. My name is James Rural XRP. Have a wonderful day. The weekend is getting near, and guess what? I told you so.